The Zephyrian War Council convened in the obsidian chambers of their flagship, Dominion's Edge. Admiral Kexathoran's 4 eyes scanned the holographic display, showing the blue-green marble that the locals called Earth. 12 vessels of the 3rd Expeditionary Fleet hung in the void beyond the planet's moon, their hulls gleaming with the promise of technological superiority. "The preliminary scans are complete," reported Science Commander Velnara, her tentacles dancing across the bioneural interface. "The inhabitants have achieved basic spaceflight, but their technology appears primitive. Chemical rockets, crude, satellites, and what seems to be their most advanced vessel, a small station orbiting their planet." Admiral Kexathoran's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. For 3 centuries, the Zephyrian Empire had followed the same protocol: locate developing civilizations, assess their potential threat level, and either incorporate them into the Empire or eliminate them entirely. Earth was just another waypoint in their expansion across the galaxy. "Deploy the testing formation," Kexathoran commanded. "Standard intimidation pattern. Let them see our power, gauge their response. If they surrender immediately, we'll consider vassalage. If they resist..." He didn't need to finish the sentence. The Zephyrian fleet moved with practiced precision, arranging themselves in a menacing crescent that would be visible even to the humans' primitive optical telescopes. Kexathoran had seen this dance countless times before. The lesser species would detect their presence, panic, send desperate messages, perhaps launch a few pathetic projectiles, and then inevitably bow before superior technology. But something was wrong. "Admiral," Velnara's voice carried a note of confusion. "We're detecting a single vessel approaching our position. It appears to be accelerating toward us." Kexathoran's eyes focused on the tactical display. A lone ship, barely larger than their smallest fighters, was indeed moving in their direction. But the readings made no sense. The vessel's energy signature was unlike anything in their databases, and its acceleration curve defied their understanding of human technology. "One ship?" Kexathoran laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Perhaps their leaders wished to surrender in person." "How quaint." The approaching vessel slowed as it reached the outer edge of the Zephyrian formation. It was sleek, angular, and seemed to shimmer with an energy field that their sensors couldn't properly analyze. Most disturbing of all, it showed no signs of conventional propulsion. A communication channel opened and a calm human voice filled the command chamber. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UES Prometheus. You are in violation of Sol system sovereignty. You have 60 seconds to withdraw your vessels or face the consequences." The War Council erupted in chittering laughter. A single primitive ship threatening an entire Zephyrian fleet? The audacity was almost admirable. "Human," Kexathoran replied, his voice amplified across all frequencies. "I am Admiral Kexathoran of the Zephyrian Empire. You will surrender immediately, or we will demonstrate why resistance is futile." 57 seconds, came the response. Kexathoran's amusement turned to irritation. "Target that vessel. Show them what real power looks like." The Dominion's Edge pivoted its main plasma batteries toward the tiny human ship. Energy readings spiked as the weapons charged, building to a level that could vaporize a small moon. 30 seconds, Captain Chen announced. "Fire," Kexathoran commanded. Twin beams of superheated plasma lanced across space, carrying enough energy to glass a planet's surface. They struck the human vessel dead center and simply vanished. "What?" Velnara's tentacles writhed in confusion. "The energy signatures just disappeared. It's as if their ship absorbed our entire salvo." 15 seconds, the human captain's voice remained infuriatingly calm. Kexathoran felt the first stirring of genuine concern. "All ships concentrate fire on that vessel. Maximum power." 11 Zephyrian warships unleashed their fury. Plasma cannons, particle beams, and quantum torpedoes created a light show that could be seen from Earth's surface. The space around the human ship became a maelstrom of destructive energy. When the barrage ended, the Prometheus hung in space, completely undamaged. "Time's up," Captain Chen said. The human ship moved. It didn't accelerate in any conventional sense. One moment, it was stationary relative to the fleet. The next, it was somehow occupying the same space as the Zephyrian cruiser Voidstalker. The alien vessel simply ceased to exist. No explosion, no debris field. It was there, and then it wasn't. Impossible, Kexathoran whispered. The Prometheus reappeared next to another Zephyrian ship. The same thing happened. Then another. And another. In less than 3 minutes, 8 vessels of the 3rd Expeditionary Fleet had been erased from existence. The remaining 4 ships, including the flagship, found themselves surrounded by what appeared to be dozens of identical human vessels. Admiral, Velnara's voice was barely a whisper. I'm reading temporal distortions around their ship. They're not duplicating themselves, they're moving through time as well as space. That single vessel is engaging us from multiple temporal positions simultaneously. Kexathoran stared at the tactical display in growing horror. The humans hadn't just developed spaceflight. They had mastered technologies that the Zephyrian Empire, with all its millennia of advancement, had barely theorized about. Captain Chen's voice cut through his shock. Admiral Kexathoran, this is your final warning. Withdraw immediately and your remaining ships will be allowed to leave. Continue this aggression, and you will join your other vessels in whatever dimension they now occupy. The Admiral's 4 eyes darted between his officers, seeing his own terror reflected in their expressions. The Zephyrians had encountered thousands of species across the galaxy. They had seen chemical weapons, energy weapons, even primitive antimatter devices. But this was something entirely beyond their comprehension. All ships, Kexathoran's voice cracked. Emergency jump. Maximum distance. Now. As the surviving Zephyrian vessels vanished into hyperspace, Captain Chen allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had learned long ago that the universe was a dangerous place. They had prepared accordingly. The Prometheus shimmered and returned to its normal temporal position, alone once again. In the distance, Earth continued its peaceful rotation, its inhabitants largely unaware that they had just passed their first galactic examination, with flying colors.